Minari, it's a beautiful family drama featuring Steve Yeun and Yeri Han, written and directed by Lee Isaac Chung. It's a beautiful film that hit home very heavily because I'm a newcomer. And so I'm excited to discuss this film with you. As Jacob tries to figure out how to best farm in Arkansas, he meets an old farmer. His name is Paul, played by Will Patton, and my god, that's an amazing, outstanding performance. He plays quirky, crazy, and kind very well. At the core of this movie is family drama, and of course, as Monica and Jacob continue having a discussion as to whether this is the right path for their family, they're forced to bring grandma from Korea to take care of kids. As I said before, this film brings memories. I am an immigrant. My family came from Ukraine to Mexico, and I completely understand the themes of this film of trying to build something bigger and more interesting and different for your entire family at the cost of connections and financial strain and stress and not knowing what to do and how to do it in this very new land. Jacob and Monica go through troubles. Their marriage eventually falls into this path of trust and trust issues because Monica is not fully confident that Jacob can pull this farm off. And this dream drives them into a story that I have to be honest was left without a conclusion, and that is an incredibly good choice here. The strength of this film are the characters who are played masterfully by everybody. Even the child actors pull off very charismatic, caring, and cute characters. Once grandma comes into the picture, things become funnier and more lighthearted to a certain point, and the kids are having a tough time adapting to a grandma who brings tradition, who brings an unusual type of grandma. In fact, if you've seen the trailer, you'll notice how David, the little boy, is having a tough time understanding that his grandma is not the typical grandma on TV. She doesn't bake cookies. She doesn't care about telling him stories. In fact, she likes to show him how to play cards. She swears. She watches wrestling. And my God, the acting is so good. I remember when my grandma came to live with us in Mexico and we had to share a room, and it was a very difficult experience, which you will see in this movie is played very well. But at the same time, having my grandmother there created such a bond with my past, with my culture, with my roots, that I wouldn't give out any second that I spent with her. And I feel that she contributed greatly to bringing me up and making me the way I am today. This movie does an amazing job in showing just that, how bringing a grandparent into the situation creates a connection with the culture, the past, and also allows the character to have more room for breathing and more room for figuring out what they're going to do and how they're going to do it. For the main character, Jacob, this film highlights the importance of having people that believe in what you do and why you're doing it. And it finds those people in the most unlikely places. For Jacob, that is his farmer friend Paul, who keeps saying, you can do this. This will work out. And although some of that support has religious connotations, it comes from the right place. It comes from kindness. It comes from the joy of seeing other people succeed. Jacob, at the same time, is constantly and consistently looking for the support of his wife. And he struggles to find that because the more they get into this farming business, the more money they lose, the less faith his wife has in what they're doing and whether it's worth sacrificing all of these things. And so throughout this film, the journey is not only in seeing will this farming business succeed, but also it is in the struggle of trying to figure out will the marriage survive this journey. And it's an incredibly true thing because I feel families that go through financial difficulties and are immersed in a situation where they don't know what the outcome will be and things are not going well, they will struggle to stay together. One of the hardest things to overcome as a newcomer is feeling homesick. Looking at the way the characters were portrayed and the way the story was developed, you definitely can feel homesickness. This movie is also very important because it showcases the size, the magnitude, the importance of the Asian community in the United States and in North America. This film in particular talks about an Asian American family, and it comes from the director. The script was basically drawn from memories of his childhood when his family moved and tried to create a life building a farm. This film is incredibly beautifully shot. It has a soundtrack that surprisingly was written just based on the script. I don't often have the opportunity to talk about my family history, and most of the time, this medium, this channel is for me to talk about exciting movies that have action, sci-fi, some kind of twist, something big and spectacular. And this film doesn't have that. What it does have, it's an emotional connection to those who have had to fight for something very hard, that have to take paths to get somewhere, and perhaps without knowing where the paths are going to lead you. As a newcomer, I can relate to this family and their struggle to keep together, to try to figure out how to do things in a new place, struggle for connections, and the side characters, portrayed beautifully by an amazing cast, show the importance of community and support in a beautiful and honest and relatable way. It is community support, it is friendships, and it is amazing understanding of the human condition that movies like this really bring to the screen. I strongly suggest you check out Minari. You will not regret it. It will make you feel good, even though it deals with themes that are not easy to digest. I'm Jin from Get Me More, and you know where to find me. Thanks for watching.